Hello, Josh Davis Architecture here. Last time we looked at this project, this is what it looked like. We're in Archicad, and I'm going to be kind of getting into this a little more today, but there's been some changes. So whereas this was really cool because it provides shade, we had these built-in screens that were going to drop down, so that was nice. I was just outside on my property, which is just, I am the homeowner and the architect on this, and we're going to build this, we're going to do all this. Uh, so in looking at it though, so I'm just able to walk out and measure these things and tape them off. This pool was just too small. What I didn't like about this is it would be blocking the views down into the pool and all that. And I was getting cool, but there's just a lot of little things I didn't like. This was a little too crowded, and I kind of felt like that would be a really cool space. So now the project looks all right, like this. So got rid of the roof that was over the pool and really letting the sunlight in. Also, allow me to hopefully get the pool a little bit bigger. That's what I'm going to be looking at today. The location of it, I think I've got it dialed in pretty good. Um, but of course, the wife asked for a sun deck, so maybe looking at that. Now we'll see. But this is also just got these two windows priced in a couple of different ways. So that's kind of the look. So it's got like these open windows that I can open this and really have this counter to pull connection. So on this side, you'd be in this room, open these windows up and looking straight through, you'd be able to sit on this area and have counter space, get drinks through here, that type of thing. It's close enough. I looked at getting the pool all the way into, sharing the same wall. The more I looked into that, it just seemed like that was a bad idea. It's good to be able to have, so basically there'd be a wall here and a wall here. This will allow me to put a bunch of gravel, do drain lines, which I need to come through here. Also, all the pool equipment. And this, what I'm looking at is getting this pool where it could be heated, all that, possibly jacuzzi jets, that type of thing. To do that, I would need to be able to access to get on all sides of this during construction. I've got these windows priced. Let me show you kind of what I found that I loved. There it goes. This look, this is a fold up window. What I wanted to have with the size that I was just showing you, those were, I don't think I want to spend that much money on those. So I may end up looking at hand building those too, which I've never built a window for, but hey, it's never too late to learn. I'm on this whole thing. So I'm thinking about building everything on this and just detailing it up until I've got it figured out and then executing. So that's what we're looking at today, doing that. So hopefully the design is better. This is now, let's see what we got here. Yeah, 20 foot long by 10 foot wide. Um, if I did like a lounge, that's what I meant earlier. I don't know what I said, but the side. So now I'm looking at doing one side of this, a lounge pool, and to do that, I think we're probably going to need about 8 foot, and we're at 20 feet. So let's just do something to look. move that to there, and then actually no. Back to the, no, let's go there over 8 feet. Okay. That's how that could look. So that could be like, whoops. Maybe I shouldn't get into this one. Probably doesn't make for the best video continuous feed here. But what I'm getting at is, let me move this down. I don't even know how those really work. Something like that. So we got the two windows, and then this, what this is too, by the way, is it's gonna kind of look like the same look once I get my dimensions down of what I want. And that this is gonna fold up and have a TV built in there. So we can watch the TV while you're swimming here. This is kind of barbecue area, a lot bigger barbecue area here. You can kind of, the TV can come out, be on a swivel. My boat is here now, so that's going to be like a, under this deck here. That's the new look. So now let's get into these sections. This was me trying to figure out the brick scenario, and this may be its own video. But so what I kept struggling with was on the existing. When you're looking at the existing, oh, let's see, I got stuff everywhere. Bring in renovation filter, so you can toggle between existing and new. So right now I'm on new construction. When I put on existing plan, these are on the wrong layer. So let's just show you. So this is me, what I just copied there, and put those on. Those should be on the existing layer. I mean, new layer. Sorry, got confused. All right, so this is existing. So we're adding on, we're ripping out all this deck. This is the screen imports. We're ripping all that out. And it's like, and then I'm adding on here and all this. I've gone out and I've painted so now it's looking at new construction. So here's existing, new construction. This is what's getting added. So all that's going to be interior space, all this interior space, which is deck currently. Deck wasn't over here at all. This is the new deck over on that side. And so the thought was like, do I remove all this brick where I'm adding on to, or do I leave the brick and just, have the figure out a detail where I could come into the brick some to flash that. But I basically come to the conclusion that you just really can't flash it properly with the brick still being there. So I have decided to basically remove all the brick, which I haven't got that showing up correctly on the drawings yet, but basically this would stay, but all this side would come out. No brick here, no brick here. I'd saw cut this edge right here, leave corner, and then saw cut basically this angle out here all the way up to this side and remove all the brick underneath it. To be able to do that, that's what I didn't know. I had to kind of research, figure it out. But there's these, oh, and I don't even have the term for it. I'll look that up. Basically, these things that go into the, so I'd remove this brick here, and I would go into that brick to hold up these. Probably every third brick is the way I've seen it. So you'd do another one here and then put the thing in. But the way, since I'm stepping down at an angle, and maybe it was just to be safe. So I accounted for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those to hold up this brick right here that's staying, and then the X is just like there is no brick in there. There is a brick chimney. The only brick that goes through a roof that's on in my house is this chimney is continuous, and that's because it's in compression all the way down through this chimney. Once this brick, there is brick here, but once it gets to this ceiling, there's no brick above this. This existing brick, they either put a lintel in here to accept it, or what I think they may have done is just put it on the rafters that are on that. So I'm doing something similar. I'm gonna put in a steel lintel in this place to accept all this brick. So you put this in just to temporarily hold it. And so this is all the stuff I'm having to figure out, and I'm going to construct. Uh, but I'm getting closer and closer. So hold that brick up. All this gets removed. We'll do a video of how that actually looks soon. I'm going to probably chalk this up on this wall to show what's going to and figure it out in person. In the field, how that's actually going to look. Okay. All right. Let's look at it. Let's go through what's in this. That one's not done yet. So this is the only section that I've updated. So in Archicad, when you're modeling things, all this, like I'm three-dimensionally modeling all this stuff, right? Excuse me. But the walls that, whenever you cut through a wall, it doesn't have all this detail, like where you're put, what the wood looks like and stuff like that. It's just a solid element. I'll show you. Well, yeah, let's go this one. Well, no. Okay. So this is me, and this, let's open this. This is a section cut through one of those windows. Uh, that's the window for the TV beyond our window. What if I can afford it or build one myself? Whenever it folds in, it goes folds in like this, and then kind of like that, if that makes sense. So it goes. This one goes folds up, and this one goes like on a hinge. Let's see. Like these going into the interior, like those. Super cool windows. We'll see. See, architects, we can draw cool stuff, but everything comes down to a budget. And so I try to do things that, even for my homeowners, but give me a budget, we can figure it out. And, depending on the project, what we want to do. All right. So I got this down to the blocks figured out, the footings for the most part, just oversized everything. I'm thinking that, you know, I'm highly ambitious right now, but I think that I can do everything, including learning how to do block and land block. And so these future videos, they may be interesting. We'll see. We will see if I can do all this. But this is what we're going to attempt. All right, so let's look through. Okay, so that model that I showed you earlier. Actually, okay. looked like this in section. That's that cut through that roof that I had over the pool, and the pool was over here. So some of this I've already kind of started deleting. So what it is feels, once you make it kind of to the detail level, like this is a 3D wall. So you can get as complex as you want. You can do a complex profile. Let me doing it. You do this right here. Profile manager. You can create custom profiles and do that. But still, at some point, you gotta just do details and 2D stuff. So I do 3D as far as I can, and then get into the 2D and just figure out the details of it. So that's what this is. See, like these, that whenever you click on something and it highlights it, you can kind of hover over it for a little bit longer, and then it says, so that's a column. This is a wall. But see, these things that I had drawn were fields. So I'm just going to delete all that. Right now, if I've got my quick select on, it's highlighted. You see that? If I wanted to select all this, it's like, oh man, now I'm selecting this in the background. I love for quick select always to be on, but every now and then you have to toggle it off to do something like this. So since that's on, I'll click that off. So now when I click right there, it's not selecting that column in the background. It's just letting me click. And I'm going to try to grab all this and see if I select anything else. Oh yeah, I'm going to select those. Let's do that again. Escape. And get all this. See, that's all my fields that I don't need in this section detail. So I'm going to let me just move this off to the side. Okay. Do it again. Let's deselect that. Move this off to the side. So this is 2D stuff that's over 3D. So you have to be very aware of what's 2D, what's 3D. You can always just select on it, hover over it for a while, and see that's a fill. So this is what I'm going to be trying to figure out today, along with eventually coming up with a plan for these windows. I really like the windows right now. I was thinking about putting little sconce here, maybe this is like a board, vertical board and batten. So these would be the boards. This is the vertical batten. Look at that in 3D like that. And I thought whenever that do my wall sconces, I may kind of make that batten go around it. You know, just cool little details like that. Everything works out for the grid. I also have these windows that work out really well in the location that they are. And so here, like this, the windows in the shower are right center in line, good. Utility rooms in a good location. In this closet, I can make that look cool by doing trim work and stuff. So this is all the addition and floor plan. We looked at a lot of this in an earlier video, but so I'm kind of focusing now on this new little area, which I took out again, all that screen porch and really just opening that up. Now I'm kind of, the more I've looked in it, I'm thinking that I can actually build this pool myself. So I'm trying to lay it out like it was laid out to do concrete block, because once I teach myself to do the block for this wall, I'm gonna be an expert then, and then I'll just go and I'll do this pool. So let's figure this out. Go back. Sorry. So I'm looking at cleaning up this the fill on this. So while I'm doing this, I'm just kind of thinking everything through too. So see, some of this is 3D. That's my deck over there with the little roof underneath that. another detail that I've got to completely figure out, but let's start correcting this fills here. So this is just the grade. This would be CMU, and it'll come down to a footing. Let's go back to that others. So, and once I get one kind of done in a looking pretty good, where was that one? This one. Then I can kind of steal from it. Also to make sure I keep all the same, uh, the same, the footing in the same spot. I think I'm probably going to be dropping it now to be able to do that lounge deck, pull lounge deck. Let's just copy. So I'm hitting shift and I'm just copying all this. Most everything is done by just, my mouse. I'm just, and I hit Control C to copy. Okay. Now let me keep copying. So I'm gonna grab that field because I don't think I have any of this in there yet. I don't know. Shoot. I think there's another field. Ah, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that's Control C. Escape, and then let's go back into this one. Control V. I want it to be in the original location. I know it's gonna look weird, but at least I think put it in the right um, vertical. I never did that. So then now it's over here. I hit Control D to drag it. I'm just dragging it straight over. I'm hitting Shift when I drag it because that'll hold its orthogonal position. So Shift, and then I'm just clicking over here. Let's just drag this all the way off this. Yeah. Control D, dragging. I'm wanting to bring this to there. That's where that'll be. Delete this one. This is kind of representing the. This is representing this. Oh, let's move this down here. So what my floor would actually be is 4 inches. So 3 is right. I think it'd be look like that. Mm, I have to look. I don't even know. Like, does it feel water? And then it's stop it right there, or does it go straight? I think what we do is this. I think it's this. So this is so this is the actual 3D. So now I have to click on my magnet back on because that. Okay. I hold shift every time. So mostly whenever I'm working in Archicad, I'm just using my mouse and I'm hitting my on the mount on the we call this keyboard. I'm just got my left hand on it and I'm pretty much just hitting escape or shift all the time. Okay. So I think that would do that. I mean, and then you'd have another floor up here. It would be like something like that. Well, everything in Archicad has similar controls to edit them, but everything is slightly different um, too. So like a fill, for instance. So like I'm click that fill, okay, and then I click on this line part of it to edit it. Then these come up as selections. I'm clicking the add polygon one, and then and there's just you find a bunch of different ways that and you just learn it so quick. If you click on the actual point versus the line, it'll give you different options. See that one was different. I don't know, but there's different ones. You see how I'm inserting a new one? Yeah, because you couldn't insert a new one if you clicked on the point. That is the point. You know what I'm saying? This is where you'd be inserting a new one. You want to go like that. So just depending on where you click on whatever on different tools, do different things. Just know that. So if you're clicking and it's not giving you exactly what you want, maybe you need to click it in a different location. All right. So there's that. Mm, okay. See how this is taking shape here? This is taking shape very nicely. Man, I hope I didn't have me clicking and it's right where my head was. I forgot I need to be looking kind of over here. Hmm. We'll have to review the video. I'm not an expert at this video stuff yet. Took me a while to get going today. Just trying to figure that out. All right. I don't know about all this. This is gravel that's under. So normally you'd have like a 4-inch base of gravel underneath your slab. Kind of get a little bigger on the edges. That's where I'm going to be bringing in. We should show that because that's where I'm going to be bringing in the drainage around that corner. Let's see. Just like this now. Let's click and shift. It's up just like that. It's wrong one. To a little closer. Shift, shift, select. Oops. Control Shift D. That's making a copy of it. And then I'm holding Shift, bringing it over here. Okay. See, I had to, anytime you change something three-dimensionally, then if you made it to this level in sections, move this off to the side, then you have to unfortunately update um, all your hatches and stuff and think that through. So that's part of what takes time. A lot of things take time. Um, okay. Okay. Something like that. Yeah, that looks good. So basically, you'd have this probably does actually though. And I get more and more detail. Oh, so what I do? Clicked, clicked off on it. This be like tile around here, tile right there. This is the water level. This is what you're sitting on. I think though, what I'll get more into this. I have to figure out what's the ideal water. There's a chance. No, I think you want to do a little more than 7 inches. 7 inches is very much. I always keep a tape measure on hand. They think about it. I think it's like 11. Let's just Google how um, deep, how deep good uh, should what do you call it, lounge area in pool? 9 to 12 inches. Ideal water depth for a lounge area. Yeah, pool is 9 to 12 inches. 9 to 12 inches is considered the sweet spot. So let's do. I think 11 inches is what 11 inches. I think it's 11 inches. So this would actually go down. Ugh. Let's do that. Let's do that. That's kind of how that goes. So it's 4 foot long. I think that was right. 4 foot. Yeah. Okay. Now look at this. That's a good looking section. Okay, well, I'm gonna stop this video here. And so I just kind of showed you me updating the hatches. That still isn't completely right. You wouldn't use a finish all the way down, so the gravel would go over. Things like that. Um, so I'll continue to clean this up, but that's kind of the process. And here soon we will be building this guy. So I'm getting excited. Think we're getting closer and closer. I've got it figured out. I'm getting it figured out um, to the level that I'm going to feel comfortable attempting to construct this. So stay with me as this project progresses. I'll keep showing you some of the Archicad stuff, and I will also get into constructing this soon. Thanks. Josh Davis Architecture. Bye.